things are going to be different when you get older. Things are going to be more challenging. You're going to have a lot more additional responsibilities. If you're in that, well, I wouldn't even say age range. Like when you start having kids, like this is a real thing, and the thing that I struggle with the most is still taking care of the family, doing what needs to be done, what absolutely needs to be done from a domestic standpoint, from a monetary standpoint, obviously bills, like all that stuff. Like that stuff's important too as well, but not allowing that stuff to put you on the back burner. And so even with working out, you just make it happen. So the four things, I bulletproofed the problem when it came to working out. So a lot of times people are like, well, I don't have time, or I go to this place, but you know their class times are at X, or you know they're never open, and blah blah blah, or child care. So what I ended up doing was we have 3 different memberships, and obviously the garage gym here too as well. And so I go to 4-star, which is a 24/7. So that completely just eliminated the time excuse. I got a membership at Planet Fitness because I still have 5 live one-on-one clients, and sometimes we go there. So they allow me to bring guests. We have the Y up at Early Wine because they have child care. And then we have here in the gym, or in the garage gym. So time, that excuse has been eliminated. Child care, that excuse has been eliminated. Weather, that excuse has been eliminated. Equipment, that excuse has been eliminated. Any like other excuse that people can make of why it is that they're not working out has been bulletproofed. And really, if you think about it, so at the Y it was like $200 for the year. Planet was like $20 for the black card membership. The place that I go to is like $37. So 200, 360. So that's 560. 560 and 240. 780. $780 for the year. So $780 divided by 12. That's $65 a month. So 780 divided by 365 days. That's $2 to bulletproof my fitness. To bulletproof my fitness, it's $2.13 a day. To bulletproof the excuse of all those other ones that people say: location, time, equipment, class times, daycare, child care, all that stuff. $2.30 a day. And so even yesterday when working out here, you also need to understand this too as well. It's not always going to be perfect. You're not going to necessarily train like as hard or as long as you want to. Sometimes it's literally going to be in, let me just get some movement in. And that's the biggest differentiator between people who allow themselves to stay consistent and they prioritize that versus people who have that all or nothing mindset and they think it has to be the perfect this and the perfect that and the blah 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 blah. I mean, there's people literally in prison doing push-ups, squats, sit-ups, dips, burpees, lunges, like, and they're still getting it in. Now that's an extreme example, but still it's the same way. It's like people just, if they're putting it off, it's just, the truth is it's just not a high enough priority. It's not. And you can cut it 20 different ways, but if you really wanted to, like, you'd figure it out. Like, you still have time to watch your favorite sports teams. You still have time to go out and eat at restaurants. You still have time to whatever. Go look at your usage time on your phone. I guarantee you we're going to find several hours on that thing. And that's the thing, it's like you waste time at work scrolling when you should be working, then you get behind on work. Then you have to take that home where you have to stay longer. And it's like, you're just not able to stay focused. And so your time orchestration's off, and so now we're all crammed. Now people are like, well, where am I going to get? It's because you're wasting time on your phone, probably watching this right now. But the reason why that you're not in the shape that you want to is because you haven't had the appropriate amount of effort with the appropriate amount of time to accomplish your goals. You have to have both. You can't have the appropriate amount of effort for a short amount of time, or you can't just, oh, I've been working out for 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, which so many people are out there. I've been going to the same gym for 5 years, and they don't look like they've done a dadgum thing. They look the exact same way that they did 5 years ago, and that's frustrating. And then they go and blame it, oh, it must be my family history, it must be my genetics, it must be this, it must be that. No, it's just like you haven't had the appropriate amount of effort accompanied with the appropriate amount of time. Like when you nail those two, like it's going to happen, but you have to have both, not one or the other. And interrupted workouts are better than no workouts, and crappy workouts are better than no workouts, and low intensity workouts are better than no workouts. So even when we have to work out here in the gym, and we have to have the kids, and we have their coloring books and their iPads and everything, and we got to make sure that, you know, we're not knocking them out with a kettlebell or dropping a barbell on their toes, or making sure they're not climbing up on the ladder and, you know, hurting themselves. And it's like it's extremely interrupted, but an interrupted workout is still better than no workout at all. I mean, even going for walks too. But most people won't even do that because, again, it's just not a high enough priority. And they get to a point where they hate what they see in the mirror. They get to a point where they're lacking the self-confidence in themselves. They get to a point where they actually have, you know, Lord forbid, physical and mental ailments and sickness. And it's just really, really sad. It's like when you're not taking care of yourself. So go on to Google, find a location, a gym. So if you need to work out at a gym, like find a location that's close. Don't be picking a gym. Don't be picking a gym that's 20 minutes, especially if you're a parent and you have kids. Something that's 20 minutes, 30 minutes down the road across town, that's so inconvenient you're not going to make it. And even if you do make it, you're going to put strain on other things. Like find a place that's close to home. Find a place that has hours that can accommodate for your situation, or you need to rearrange your situation so that you can accommodate for those hours and get it done. Or go onto Amazon and buy some stuff. Buy a pair of dumbbells. I had one guy one time lose 50 pounds, and I asked him, this wasn't a client, this was just one of our cousin's ex-boyfriends. He lost 50 pounds with a basketball and a pair of dumbbells. And you still keep making excuses. You don't want it bad enough. That's it. You have to have that mindset, like no matter what, detached from the outcome and the circumstances, like I'm going to pursue this. And then you just pursue it, and you keep pursuing it. And you start to get better over time. If you've been at it for a long time and things haven't shaped up the way that you want to do, there's something wrong in your process. That's when it's time to invest in getting professional help, so that they can help expedite the process, so they can help point out those blind spots, help you be accountable, give you the structure, give you these nuances and these recommendations that you're easily probably just not even thinking about. It's not your fault, and especially if you've never done this before. But having kids and kids keeping you busy and this and that is like, you need to figure it out and work around it. You need to figure it out. You need to figure it out. You need to figure it out. Or you're just going to be fat and miserable for the rest of your years. And we both know that, like, that's not what you want. If you do need help, go down in the comments section. There's a link. Schedule up a consultation. Consultations are free, but I want to help and support you. And like I said, during that conversation, we'll be able to identify where your blind spots are. and we can figure out like what's going wrong in your process, and you're going to have like these aha moments, like, oh my gosh, I didn't even thought about that. So it's down there in the comments. Click that link, and let's make, I mean, we're getting ready to start the new year. Let's make, 2025 a memorable one for a good reason.